Hello, it's Tarot Toad, and I'm back again for card reading number 4 out of this jar of 101 tarot questions to ask not your psychic, but me, Tarot Toad. Let's see what we have for today. What do I take for granted about my friends? What do I take for granted about my friends? And let's say that our person, our querent, her name is Alex. So Alex wants to know, what do I take for granted about my friends? Let's pick a deck. You know, I liked the other day that I chose this Ascending Life Oracle as a way to kind of get me to a topic. So I'm going to do that again today. This is the Ascending Life Oracle by MahrukhX. And I love this deck. So we're going to ask this deck to tell us, what does Alex take for granted about her friends? Let's go. See? Oh, there's the cut. Here's the card. So we have, let's zoom in on it. We have cleanup. Sweeping away negative situations, cleaning up your life, decluttering your mind, and simplifying your life. I wonder what part Alex is taking for granted there. I'm going to have to ponder that. And we're going to ask the tarot. So let me grab that deck. Okay, I am back, and I am going to set that aside for a minute. I really love this book. It's a Barnes & Noble exclusive, and it is by Tina Gong. This book is by Tina Gong, and let me just show you. We've got the... I love this book because it has upright and reverse meanings, and then it actually has upright and reverse meanings, reflection and action on different situations. So really, really cool book. I keep hitting the camera. So we're bringing this back down, and let's just shuffle this baby. This is the deck that came with the book by Tina Gong. Ooh, let me riffle shuffle. Ooh. Some cards I can riffle shuffle. Most cards I can't. I don't have good command of the cards, but I think on this one I sort of do. That wimped out. Okay, we're going to draw 3 cards to understand what Alex is taking for granted about her friends. Okay, so we've got 2 of Swords. Let's move that over. Ace of Swords. And the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so at first blush, I look at this and I see some Swords cards. They're ones right next to each other, Ace and 2. And then we have a Pentacle. So let's see. My first thought when I looked at this cleanup card is that I'm feeling like maybe her friends, like, basically clean things up for her, or if there are situations that are difficult, they clean it up, or they help her, and she takes that for granted. So I'm going to go with that in my reading, or I'm going to stick to that theme. So the Two of Swords, if it were upright, you're talking about like making a decision. You know, it's a tough decision. But in reverse, we're talking about confusion, indecision, turmoil, and stress. So maybe this is something that the friends need to clean up. That when she gets confused, maybe information overload or something, or there's turmoil, or maybe there's something underneath, some underlying issue she's trying to avoid, and her friends kind of either enable it or clean it up for her. So then if we go over here to the Ace, it's, to me, in reverse, it's a mental block, miscommunication, maybe some dishonesty. And because of that, I think, to me, swords have this tendency that if you're not careful, they can cut like a knife, all right? So you've got, if this were upright, it would be like a new thought or a new idea. Upside down, there's a mental block. And it may make her feel confused or in conflict, or even be a little hostile. You know, like the sword, you know, like your tongue, like boom, you know, you're cutting somebody down with your words. And I think maybe that leads to miscommunications. So, you know, she's already stressed out, her friends are cleaning it up, and she's being nasty to them. And I think she needs to obviously get her life in order. And I think this is the one that tells me a little bit more about that. This Knight of Pentacles is more about being cautious or guarded. And it's almost like, you know, Pentacles are the more cautious of the suits. And it's almost like you need to let your discomfort of this situation and what you're taking for granted to motivate you to change. Because I don't know how many friends are going to hang around if you keep, you know, doing stupid stuff that they're cleaning up and then you're nasty about it. I think that she needs to take this card as her action step. That she needs to let the discomfort of these two cards motivate her to require less of this of her friends. Because I believe she is taking them for granted. So, what did you guys get with this question? And I will say that, you know, in books, in resources, and again, this one was Tina Gong. This is the book, and then the card deck that goes with it. It's a Barnes & Noble exclusive, so you can get it as a set. And make sure when you go in there that they don't have it separated, because it's supposed to be together. But, you know, even in this book, I used my resources. I used this book, and it had multiple ways that you could read this. And I think the thing with the tarot is you look at a situation and you're drawn to a part of that description. You're drawn to a keyword. You're drawn to something. And I think, you know, the easy way to describe that is your intuition. So that was where my intuition took me for our number 4 card reading from the 101 Questions to Ask Tarot Toad. So like and subscribe. I'll keep it going, reading some cards, and I'll see you in the next video. In the meantime, toodaloo!